So how would you like to win a piece of my rusty charger? It's really simple how to enter. All you gotta do is go down in the link below, buy a sticker for $5. If you win, not only do you get the sticker, you get the mirror, and then you get a t-shirt on top of that. So what do you have to lose? $5, you can win all three of those things. And you can have some rusty junk from my car, signed by yours truly. How can you beat that? Just order between now and September 20th to enter. So the landlord here has been hassling me about crowding up his shop space, so I have a few things I need to move out of the shop. This is all the parts from the 68, and I'll have to go clean this up, organize it, and make sure that it's going to stay safe, but out of my way. I've got a few things I want to unbox as well. Some of you guys like it, some of you don't. But I've got some parts for the 69 Charger I want to show you guys. Going to be some really good stuff happening very soon with the car, so let's dive into it. I want to unbox all this stuff, but before I start, I just want to kind of go into why I like to unbox all this stuff here, because some people don't like unboxing videos, but I want you guys to just be able to see everything I buy for this car and know what's going into it. Because one of my biggest pet peeves whenever somebody's actually building a car on a channel or something like this, like I'm doing, is when they don't tell their viewers exactly what they're doing to the car. They just throw a bunch of parts at it and say, alright, it's done. They don't really go into detail as to what they're doing. So that's why I do these unboxing videos. I want you guys to know what I'm doing, and I just want you to see what parts I use. That way it can kind of inspire you, maybe go to the certain direction that I'm going. So that's why I do this. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is what we're going to do. So first, this is our intake manifold gasket. It's the valley pan that sits on top of the lifters and everything. But it comes with two intake manifold gaskets as well as the valley pan itself. Then we have, this is just some cam lube that I bought because the stuff from comp, if you have a cam that sits for a while, it doesn't want to stay on there. This is my B&M flex plate. It is balanced to go with the unbalanced or neutral balance converter that I bought that I'll show you here in a little bit. But yeah, this is what you need if you're running a neutral balance converter, because the flex plate that I have is neutral balance for a balance converter. It's basically the opposite, but it'll fix that and everything will work exactly as you need it to. The next box here comes from Mancini Racing. They didn't package it like this. I've already opened it, so it looks bad because I did it. Anyways, this is an aluminum water pump housing. So this will work for the Charger, because whenever I opened up the original one that came out of the 383, my landlord's back, it was full of rust and the water pump was disgusting, which I wouldn't reuse the water pump, but I wanted to use the housing at least. So instead of fighting that and trying to clean it, I just went ahead and bought a brand new housing. And with that housing, I got this billet thermostat housing and a new aluminum high flow water pump. So that'll all work very well together. It'll look good with that blue, I think. I've already kind of test fit it just to see what it would look like, and I think it looks awesome. So let's go on to the next one here. So like I mentioned, with that flex plate for the neutral balance torque converter, here it is. This is a Hughes 24-30 to 3000 stall. This is the one that Hughes recommended for me. I called a few companies, ran Hughes before. They've done really well in the past, and this is what they recommended for the Charger. Told them exactly what I had, and they said go for this. So with that torque converter, I have a rebuilt 727 here. It finally came from the shop this week. All brand new internals and everything, new gaskets, seals and all. They put a Transgo shift kit in it as well, so that'll go great with 440. So I'm excited about this. It's really getting close. Once I get the cylinder heads and everything, we'll put these two together and we'll actually set the 440 in the car. So it's getting real, guys. The last pieces of parts that I got here is from Superior Design Concepts. Jerry over there contacted me and wanted to reach out and say he liked the Charger and he wanted to help me out with the big block build. So we've got a full serpentine setup to run all the accessories, including air conditioning on the Charger. It comes with all the hardware, bracketry, pulleys, and everything. So I'm excited to see about how that looks on the car, and we're going to hopefully try to put that on before we drop the engine in. We might not. It would make it easier, but we might not, just depending on how time goes and whenever we can get accessories and everything. But that's why I got all of this as far as aluminum goes. And once we get our heads, we will throw all of that on. So I nearly forgot that I bought a 391 sure grip for the Charger. It's got a new ring gear that's already been set up and everything's ready to go on it. I took the pinion seal out but realized I ordered the wrong one. So I'm waiting on a new one for that. But since the Charger isn't ready to go just yet, and the 323s and the Dart are giving me trouble, I decided let's just go ahead and throw these 391s in the Dart for fun, which is why I have it torn down right now in the rear, waiting on that pinion seal, and I have all this Charger junk and nonsense pushed up under it, but I've got the Dart torn apart right now. I'd like to get that 391 in here, hopefully in the next couple days. Have everything torn out, just waiting on that seal. I'll do a review on that. I've got 323s in it, it's a sure grip right now, and we're going to go to 391s. It's going to be a definite change at least. No more highway cruising at least for a little bit. But I'm just going to do this for temporary, just so that I can get the Dart back on the road while the Charger's being worked on, and then I'll get some new gears for the Dart later on. Then once I get the new gears for the Dart and the Charger is ready to go, I'll take the 391s back out of the Dart and then put them in the Charger. Unless I just love the 391s in the Dart, then maybe I'll just find another set. I would really love some 355s for it, but 391s will be fun. 323s are good for cruising and everything, and they still have some good low end power, but I think those 391s in a lightweight car should be awesome. Now let's clean it up. So our landlord here is pretty happy with this side of the shop now. Besides these tools I got out to clean the 391s, got it out there painting at the moment. So while we do that, we'll pick up these tools again, that way he doesn't get mad. Right, Repo? He smells terrible. I think he just rolled in cow manure or something. Ugh, I'll have to give him a bath. He hates baths. So the 391s are all painted. I would put it in tonight, but I ordered the wrong pinion seal. This is a 742 casing, and for some reason my brain lapsed and forgot to check it. Ordered a 489 casing because the Dart has a 489 in it now, but I didn't even think to check the numbers on this one. But no big deal, I'll get it tomorrow. A couple other things I got a quick fuel carburetor here. I want to try it on something. I don't know what yet, but bought it for 80 bucks at a swap meet, so I figured, you know, why not? See what happens with it. But we'll get the Dart put back together here soon. Hopefully I can try out the 391s tomorrow or the next day. When I do, I'll definitely let you guys know what I think about it. The 323s are definitely good, and I might go with something similar whenever I put the car back together the way I want it to. Like I mentioned, the 323s are making noise, so I may bump up to a 355. Another option I had was keep something like the 391s and then go with an overdrive. I was looking at like the A518s, so we might go with something like that, because that way I can have overdrive and then have a good gear for like first gear pulls and anything like that. There's the old 323 sure grip out and the new 391 sure grip. I just put the pinion seal in the new one, and Repo thinks it smells funny, I guess. Like I mentioned, this one was making some noise on the way home from Power Tour. I need to tear it apart and investigate because it's still a good unit, so I might try to rebuild it. But for now, the 391s can go in. When I bought these, I was told that it had a new ring gear and pinion gear, and judging by the looks of it, it does look new. It's aftermarket at least, and then it was sent to a professional shop to be set up. Bought it from a guy that I've trusted for a long time. He's actually the one that I bought a few parts for the Dart, bought a few parts for the Charger, a couple things like that. But I know that it's going to be a good sure grip, so let's go ahead and throw this thing in. 391s are junk. We'll talk about that later. So to make up for it, started to go ahead and put the serpentine stuff on the Charger and the 440, and it's looking really good. I like the combination of color here we got. We got the turquoise, we got the bare aluminum with the water pump housing and the water pump, and then the anodized black that goes with all these brackets. Looks kind of weird right now without the heads on it or the intake, but whenever it's all together, it'll look really good. I like the color combination, and to add on top of that, I got the motor mounts done, and they're just bolted in. They're not bolted in or anything tight. Need to add washers and everything, but that looks so good. They're just mounts, but man, they look so good. So the color combo is really looking awesome, and you guys, whenever I get the heads on, you'll really see what is going to happen here. I'm really excited about that. So here's a little useful tip if you're changing your 8 3/4 center section. see how there are two sets of splines in there? Those can actually move independently. And if you take these out and put them back in, and you don't have the splines lined up, then the axle will not slide back in. I actually had that problem whenever I was putting the 391s in the Dart. Had to take them back out, and I was looking, noticed on the inside that these splines weren't lined up. So put the axle in, and we were able to spin just one side to get it to line up, and sure enough, the axle slipped in. I'm at a loss. Spent a whole week trying to get this thing together because, for one, ordered the wrong pinion seal. 2, those splines wouldn't line up. And then 3, now that thing does not want to go over 30 miles an hour. I didn't even get into third gear because it started to make such a bad noise, and I don't know what it could be. So, gonna have to just take them back out. It's probably not set up right. I mentioned that it had a new ring and pinion, so I got it from a guy. He's a really trustworthy guy. He wouldn't lie to me, so I don't think it was his fault. I don't blame him at all. But the fact that he said he took it to a professional shop to get set up, but then he never ran it. So I'm thinking that something went wrong when they were actually setting the thing up. So there's really no telling. We'll just have to take it out and see what we can do.